Superintendent Jordan, President McDonald, members of the board, Ms. Capellas, staff, members of the community, and Urban Montessori Charter School supporters. My name is Pamela Briskman, and I'm a founding member of the Urban Montessori Design Team and the Director of Curriculum at Galileo Learning. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to share our vision for what can be a powerful addition to the Alameda County Public Schools portfolio. As a point of order, please note that we shortened our visual presentation in the interest of time, but you should be able to follow along easily in the packets that you received ahead of time. As we begin, I'd like to take a moment to share with you Urban Montessori's mission. Urban Montessori charter schools develop self-directed and engaged learners who are academically, socially, and emotionally prepared to succeed in any high school. Nurturing the innovators of tomorrow to creatively meet the challenges of today's world with confidence, compassion, and grace, Urban Montessori cultivates individual curiosities and strengths while holding children to a high standard of excellence. At Urban Montessori, children deepen their understanding of what it means to live responsibly in a diverse urban community. The founding design team developed this mission to reflect our educational values, and to deliver on our mission, we intentionally selected 3 complementary methodologies that are well suited to meet the needs of the 21st century learners and citizens. Thus, Urban Montessori hopes to open public K-8 Montessori schools aligned to state standards with tightly integrated arts and design thinking curriculum. Let's take a closer look at the key elements of our model. Originally developed in Rome in the early 1900s to serve at-risk children, Dr. Maria Montessori's methodology leverages children's natural inclinations to learn. By observing universal aspects of child development, Dr. Montessori created a system that essentially later continues to serve students all around the globe. In fact, recent research shows that students in a Milwaukee public Montessori school outperformed their public school counterparts on reading and math standardized tests, and that they applied more sophisticated conflict resolution strategies on the playground. Additionally, Rosenthal Montessori Elementary, a public school in Louisiana, has just been nominated for National Blue Ribbon Award, which recognizes high-performing institutions. This is particularly notable as 71% of that school's student body is eligible for free and reduced lunch. We know that Alameda County children can experience similar success with Montessori. Like the county, we're strong proponents of arts education, and we're excited about partnering with you in this arena. In alignment with Montessori's emphasis on contextual learning, children at Urban Montessori will experience the arts as a means to deeply engage with core curricular content. An arts-integrated curriculum will excite diverse learners and ensure that children have multiple ways to access curriculum and to present their understanding. Lastly, if Maria Montessori were alive today, we suspect she would be a strong proponent of design thinking. Design thinking curriculum offers children a universal process to collaboratively define and solve real problems that matter to them. Design challenges are specific problems or societal dilemmas that are posed to children who then apply their content knowledge to collaboratively solve those problems. Through these challenges, children will build the skills and the creative confidence necessary to envision a better world and to know that they can bring about the positive change that they imagine. We're excited to be partnering with the Stanford Design School on this innovative part of our program. I'd now like to introduce Sybil Buckner, who will speak about how Urban Montessori will address state standards and assessment.
Good evening. I've been a Montessori for over 20 years, and the last 10 years, I've been with Eagle Peak Montessori Charter School in Walnut Creek. We have aligned the Montessori curricula to the California standards in language and math. In the Montessori classroom, concepts are introduced at a very concrete level through the use of materials. Once a child has grasped a concept, she continues to strengthen her ability by progressing through the use of additional materials. This enables the child to move towards abstraction and firmly solidifying her level of understanding. Thus, the child gains mastery and often far exceeds the grade level standard. Through the alignment, we understand where Montessori curricula clearly exceeds California standards. If you see here, the sample shows that at a kindergarten or 5-year-old level, a child in a Montessori classroom is introduced to fractions, and that is aligned with the California standard at 2nd and 3rd grade. The child was introduced earlier. She will continue to revisit the standard and then able to achieve mastery. We strive to understand the development of the whole child. To achieve this, we use a balanced approach to assessments. We are committed to developing an authentic program that uses multiple forms of assessments. These include portfolios, standards-aligned benchmarks, teacher observation, anecdotal note-taking, and continued interaction with each child. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Peter Lau. I'm executive at EdTech, a business services firm that works with over 100 schools around California. I've been an advisor, over the past 8 years I've been an advisor to numerous charter schools and CMOs, but this is the first school that I've been a founding board member of. I can say that this is the most experienced charter team I've worked with. As the slide above illustrates, this team has got expertise that's both broad and deep. We are in no area are we have less than 10 years of collective experience in all the startup areas for a charter school. This team has got the capacity to open multiple schools in Alameda County. Importantly, nearly 3/4 of the team has classroom teaching experience, much of it in underserved schools in Alameda County, and 2 of us are lead Montessori teachers. Many of us subsequently have had leadership roles in education as district program heads, managers of teacher prep programs, executives in educational software companies, but those experiences have been informed by a real-world understanding of the needs of students in the classroom. Our team brings institutional knowledge from a wide range of educational organizations, including Alameda County Office of Education, Stanford D School and Ed School, Coalition of Central Schools, Leapfrog, Teach for America, Oakland Unified, St. Mary's College, Berkeley's Lawrence Hall of Science, Think College Now, and many more. In many ways, Urban Montessori is the product of the aggregation of this team's experience and expertise.
Good evening, Superintendent, Trustees. My name is Mara Benitez. I'm a founding member of Urban Montessori, and I coordinate outreach for the team. Let me start by saying that as part of our mission, part of the mission of Urban Montessori, we understand that success in the 21st century demands that our children learn to collaborate, create, live responsibly in a diverse world, and to support that learning environment, we seek to create a school community that reflects the diverse demographic makeup of Alameda County, one of the most diverse counties in the country, as I understand it. We seek to embrace the wide range of families that reside here, and we seek to enroll and engage students of all racial and socioeconomic backgrounds that might not have viewed Montessori as a viable option. Ultimately, our goal is to create an inclusive and connected learning community, one that welcomes, expects, and values diversity. We believe that through outreach, education, and the intentional creation of access, we will grow a diverse community from the beginning, so that it will be the foundation upon which we build a powerful community of learners. To demonstrate what we've done to put our ideals into action, I'd like to share some of the highlights of our outreach strategy. To date, with the support of a great number of volunteers who are here in the audience, we have contacted CDCs, preschools, Head Starts, and family agencies across the county and provided them with information and enrollment materials. We have held over 20 information and enrollment sessions, created materials for Montessori interactive education workshops, and built in access into our admissions process. Having a weighted preference for students who attend program improvement schools, and translating materials and information sessions, and also forming a task force to specifically recruit Black and Latino families. At the turn of the century, Montessori's approach was intended to serve all children and was born out of the observations of the needs of vulnerable children in that society. Our commitment today is to making this educational option available to all children and creating and sustaining an inclusive and connected school community that honors and builds on Maria Montessori's vision. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Hasten Thomas.
Good evening, Superintendent, Trustees. My name is Hasten Thomas. I've been an educator predominantly in Oakland for the last 15 years. I'm very excited to be here with you all. One of our goals as a charter team is to provide an innovative 21st century model. We believe the charter movement, frankly, has fallen short there, and that innovation is an area where we hope to inspire the movement. At this juncture, Montessori remains a predominantly private school option, representing 1/3% of the national public school portfolio. Alameda County is reflective of that national trend, with only one public Montessori option in Hayward, yay Hayward, representing 1/4% of the portfolio there. In Alameda County today, parents with children in the almost 100 Montessori preschools have only one elementary option if they want to keep their children in a Montessori setting through their public school experience. So, I've been an educator for almost 18 years, primarily in Oakland. I've had the privilege of designing and opening several schools, including actually an arts integration school in partnership with ACOE called Ascent. I've had the privilege of observing excellent school options across the country. For the first time in my life, I stand before you with a really different lens as I think about excellent school options, the lens of a parent. I have a daughter, her name is Hannah. She's been in a Montessori preschool for the last 3 years, and she has thrived there. It is this powerful Montessori preschool experience, of which I had no exposure to prior to having a child, that has brought this team together.
Thank you.
To create-
Could you wrap your comments up now, please?
Sure. To create this unique public school option. An option that builds on the power of Montessori, arts and design thinking, truly child-centered, embracing the child's unique talents, building upon individual curiosities. An option where children love to learn and where the day-to-day experiences of the children matter as much as the outcomes. The members of our design team have collectively poured decades of sweat and tears occasionally into the pursuit of equity in education. And we've come to this conclusion, that unless options like this exist for all children, the goal of educational equity cannot be achieved. One size has never fit all, and in this heterogeneous county, there must be more public diverse options to meet the needs of every child. That was the original spirit of the charter law. It is the spirit we hope to energize countywide and nationwide with your partnership.
Thank you.
Thank you for your consideration.
Okay, if we'll turn the lights back on, Vice President Barrett will now call the people that have submitted a card. And if you'd like to address the board, you have